Hello, in this video we are introducing basic definitions related to vectors. To begin with, vectors are quantities that have both magnitude and direction, and we represent them with arrows. The size of the arrow represents the magnitude of the quantity, and the head of the arrow shows its direction. I'll write it here, size, let's say this is the vector v, and we write it with an arrow on top of it. The size represents the magnitude of v, and the arrowhead represents the direction. Notice that here I sketch my arrow without sketching any coordinate system, and I did this on purpose because we are going to be working with vectors in 2D or 3Ds, but actually what I'm saying applies to vectors in any dimension we would like to consider. If our vector starts in the origin, O, and goes to a point, let's say A, we'll say that V is the position vector of the point A. We could write it as OA with an arrow on top of it, or even we could write A with an arrow on top of it. I'm gonna consider another vector, let's say here. And let's say that this vector goes from a point A to a point B. Then we will say that the vector originates at it. If we have another vector, let's say here, I'm going to call it W. And W has the property that it has the same magnitude as AB, and it also has the same direction, as I try to represent here in my sketch. We'll say that the two vectors are equal, and this is actually an if and only. So AB is equal to W if and only if AB and W have the same direction, and at the same time their magnitudes are equal. So that's how we know that two vectors are the same. We can also represent a vector which is negative to a given one. So let's say, for instance, this is going to be my vector A. And now I'm gonna sketch another vector which looks almost exactly like A, but the arrowhead is pointing in the opposite direction. This is the vector negative of A, and we denote it with a minus in front of it.